Greetings. It is your boy Gartasia. You feel the vibes. Back with another one, and we talkings about something that is plaguing, something that has wiggled its way, right? Slithered its way into the brains of some of the most stoic, some of the most stalwart, some of the most mentally, emotionally strong individuals, right? People who seemingly you think wouldn't be affected by it. It has sniveled its way. It's inside of their hypothalamus, inside their subconscious mind, and to the point where they are just mindless drones, right? And the queen bee, whatever, is just controlling everyone. And literally that thing is the thing that is like affecting us the most, instant gratification, right? What is instant gratification? It's 5,000 years ago. You're in a cave. You wake up, no alarm, right? You yawn. It's the crack of dawn, right? You hungry. Your cave kids and your cave wife, they hungry. The cave baby's crying. You know what I'm saying? You better get some food. So you go outside, right? You grab a big ass stone, right? You find the nearest rock, you sharpen that stone till it's really pointy and sharp, right? Then you go to the nearest tree, then you pick a branch, right? And then you shave the twigs off, and then you stick the branch inside the stone. Now you got a spear, right? But then you out here, you naked, you unprotected, right? So now you got to go to your cave mate house, ask him, can you borrow his saber-toothed tiger jacket? You feel me? Because it's a little chilly outside. You know what I'm saying? Then he wakes up five other cave mates because y'all ass decide to hunt a woolly mammoth. You feel me? That's a mission. You know what I'm saying? So 2 hours later, the cavemen have assembled. You feel me? And then they bring the tracker out. Now the tracker has to bring out the map, whatever they used back then, draw on the cave walls, plot out the situation, plot out the plan, right? They don't get out until like afternoon, right? Guess what? Nobody ate yet. Still hungry. Cave baby still crying. Cave mama still like, we got to feed these kids. You feel me? The cavemen go out on the hunt. They're gone for 3 days. 3 days. One of the guys doesn't make it. One of the cave mates don't make it back. But they do have the fat ass woolly mammoth. You feel me? They come back. First of all, they have to like cut the mammoth up in little bits because it's too fucking big. You feel me? So that's a mission. Finally, after 3 days of starvation, they finally eat. Okay, now they got the woolly mammoth, right? Life is good. No. Now it's going to spoil. Now they got to go back up, right? To a quarry to like find salt or something to preserve the meat. Long story short, this is 5,000 years ago. That's what you had to do to eat. And let's say they didn't even discover fire yet. So the food wasn't even, shit was nasty, unseasoned. They not invited to the barbecue. You feel me? So what I'm trying to say is we went from that to 2022 where it's, oh, I don't know how to cook and I'm 26 and actually I'm not really busy, but like this Netflix episode, season 35 of Euphoria is bussing and like I'm just going to order in 15 minutes later. Uber Eats at your door, go downstairs, get you some Wing Chun or like get you some, you know, whatever. Literally all the food is at your fingertips. Indian, Chinese, Somalian, Ethiopian, Italian, Swedish, whatever. Instant gratification, right? Eat till you're full, go to sleep, done. Alarm wakes you up. Social media, friends on your phone, right? Dating websites, Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, right? Entertainment, video games, Netflix, movies, cinema, internet, blogs, radio, music, right? Sexuality, horniness, porn. You don't have to do anything now. You don't have to work for anything now. Everything just either falls into your lap, right? Or you have to do a very small amount of work to get it. And the reason why I say it's a plague and the reason why I feel like it's really bad is because I see good people. And when I say good people, I see people who are conscious of the dangers of instant gratification, right? Who are still trying to go about life in a healthy way so that they aren't starved of, the traits and the characteristics that make you a well-rounded individual. But even them, I see it in my mom. I'm starting to see like my dad. And I'm like, you were the people who were like making me like don't sit too close to the TV, and then they're always on their phones. It has seeped its way into like you would think the most resilient people, they folded now. Everyone's folding. And the reason I say it's a plague is because it would be all fun and games if like the instant gratification actually like made people happy. Because it's like at the end of the day, like if people are actually happy, who cares, right? Who cares like if they fucking got it from a phone? But the thing is like what I'm seeing is like it's just become like instinct. They're not even happy. It's just like, oh, it's just instinct to be on my phone. It's just instinct to like scroll and swipe. It's just like, why are you even on it? And like I have a perfect evidence of this, right? So I was invited to this music video shoot. You know, so I pull up to the spot, I come with a friend, and vibes are great. You know, I'm greeted, I'm welcomed. I feel at home, honestly. You know, shake up with my boy, introduce myself. There's this shout out to Justice. I meet this amazing photographer there and, you know, director. You know, he studied digital arts and all that. He's just amazing, right? We had a deep conversation, great vibes. So it's 9:30 strikes. I tell him I gotta go soon, but I was like, I'll stay for an hour, you know, finish up the shoot. So there's like this scene where it's like we're all at the dinner table for the music video shoot, and basically there's this scene where we have to like laugh really hard at this joke, and basically we have to do like 1,000 takes of it. It takes a bunch of takes because like the cameraman has to get different angles, and I'm like, cool, nice, right? And so I'm sitting down, and then my friend, his name, shout out Casual, he puts me next to I think his auntie, and yeah, she was a little cute. You feel me? I was digging her energy. She was chill. You know, I was loving the vibes. And all I'm gonna say is, I just felt it was cool. Took a deep breath. I was like, this is great. Everybody's cool. I got this really beautiful queen next to me with amazing energy, and I feel at home. I feel comfortable, right? Some of the shots I was kind of getting awkward, like, okay, what do I do with my hands? But that's just like me being camera shy. But I say all this to say it was good vibes. It was smiles. Everybody was happy, whatever. But then like, I feel like they at a certain point though, it kind of got to a point where it was getting boring. Like you could tell people were visibly like, okay, when is this over with? And then like out of nowhere, it was like, fuck it. I've reached my focus limit. I'm done. And then like I just saw everybody's phone just whipped out. I was like, bro, he's recording. Literally, like there was this last scene after we finished the laughing scene where we're supposed to be like vibing to the music, and then like everybody's on their phone. I'm like, so is this how you want to be portrayed on the music video? You have your 1 second of your 5 seconds of fame, and then you want to be on your phone? That's how, like, what? I'm there like, I'm not saying I'm better than anybody, but I'm saying in my head, obviously I didn't say this, but like me thinking out in my head, I'm like, really? Like, so you want them to, like, you be on your phone in the music video? Like, what? It kind of pissed me off. I'm like, wow, so-and-so, you know, my boy put all this effort and time and energy, especially the producer and the director. He put so much time into it. And then like, this is how you repay him, by being on your phone. And I was like, let me reflect though. Let me not blame them, because it's like, it's probably subconscious. It's like, and it's like, I know the temptation. It's like the moment you open your phone, you see the notifications, and it's like your fingers just start going. It's like muscle memory, right? And the thing is, right, the girl who was sitting next to me, who was like really beautiful, smiling all the time, really cool, right? And then it's like the moment she was on her phone, it's like her face was like frowning. It's like she didn't look happy. She looked visibly like upset and frustrated. And then whenever she would put the phone down, she looked happy and cool. And I was looking around me, everybody on their phone. There was literally this kid too, just like looking at his phone, looking like angry. Everyone, like, whenever someone was looking at their phone, their face was like visibly like, it went from this to like a this, or just a disinterested, like just drained, monotone expression. And then I'm processing. I'm like, so wait, if is this even instant gratification? If we keep looking at our phone, but like we look upset and angry when we're on our phone, why the fuck do we keep doing it? Right? If it's not really bringing us joy, there has to be something more, right? And then I don't have the answers, but it's like it's gotten beyond the point. I think it's gotten so far, even the instant gratification doesn't bring us gratification anymore. Right? It's like even the things that used to make us laugh, that like used to excite us so much, right? It's gotten to the point where that's the baseline. right? Like our expectations have been raised so much of what we expect of like to be entertained or whatever, to the extent where like even the things that are were like our caveman, cavewoman ancestors couldn't even fathom, right? Like iPhones, Netflix, Instagram, social media, games, YouTube. Even that's not even like our favorite YouTuber post now. Even that doesn't even like get a rise out of us, right? So it's like, where do we go from here? Like, do we need like the metaverse now? Like, my thing is like, instead of like adding, maybe we should just take a step back, put the phones away for a while. You know, like maybe on Saturday, don't whip out your phone. You know, maybe like go to that lunching, right? Maybe leave your phone behind. Or like maybe to turn your screen black or white. I don't have the answers, but it's just gotten so bad. Like research is showing how like even within the past 30 years, it went from our attention spans went from being able to focus for 20 minutes on average, right? There's always been a few, you know what I'm saying, a little special. Um, listen, but our attention span went from 20 minutes being able to focus to guess what it is now? 10 seconds in like 30 years. How do we get here? That means that every 10 seconds, like if you're focusing, and that could be like, you know, having a deep conversation, listening to somebody, right? That could be on a test. That could be studying. That could be even like focusing on the instant gratification. Even the instant gratification has to be more than 10 seconds. And it's like, what does that do to our relationships? What does that do to, you know, our quality of life? What does that do to happiness? Like, how can we be happy if we are expecting more than that is physically possible? That means that we'll never be satisfied, right? And that's the direction society's moving, and it's really intimidating. And it's like, I was reading this book. I can't remember what the book was. I believe the book was the 7 Habits of Successful People, right? I can't remember the author's name, but yeah, great book. You should read it. That book, it has this diagram of basically like it's like a snapshot of people crossing the street in like in a busy city. I think it's like downtown New York or something like that. And basically like this artist for his like final project or something, his final project, he took the picture and then basically he cropped out on like Photoshop or something. He cropped out all the phones, right? And then basically that was his project. He just took out all the phones of like the 100 people crossing the street, super busy city. And then like the picture's so crazy. It just looks like a bunch of people like looking at their hand, right? It's like it took the phone away and it's like everybody's gaze is like looking at their hand. And then that was just like, wow, we're literally just out here, head down, no situational awareness, no awareness of our surrounding, completely absorbed in this other world, right? And then like I love how when they took the phone away, it made it look like we're just looking down, right? And it's like, what do you associate with looking down? My interpretation of it, like when you're down, you're just depressed. We're just looking, we have nothing to look forward to, right? We're just looking towards the ground, right? And that was like, wow, like this is where society's headed to. It's in so many ways we say we're forward reaching. You know, we're going to Mars, we're putting, you know, people in Antarctica, right? We're finding, you know, we're digging to new depths of the earth. You know, we're discovering new species of bacteria. But it's like at the same time, right? Most of the population is downward. You know, we're looking downwards. We're not looking towards the future. We're just looking towards that next dopamine hit, you know, from the text message or from that next, you know, TikTok video. And it's just depressing. You know, it's really sad that it's gotten to this point. And yeah, me personally, that's not the way I live. That's not the way I want to live. And you know, let me know if you guys want another video on my dopamine detox, because it has been like 4 months. So I would love to do an update on that, you know, and just go into practices that can help you kind of reset, right, your dopamine levels, reset your energy levels, so that you can go through life, you know, as life should be experienced, right? Back in the caveman days, you know, they appreciated that woolly mammoth when they brought it back to the family so much. They would light a campfire, right, around that meal and dance all night, Like you see those videos of like, was it there's an island of people and they're like untouched by civilization, but you just see videos of them just, doing these dances and beating on drums and just, and that's their life, and then just faces of pure ecstasy and joy, right? Because they can really appreciate, right, the fruits of their labor because they put in the labor, right? It took them 3 days, and they, back to the story, the caveman story. It took them 3 days to hunt the woolly mammoth, and one of the guys died on the trek. So it's like it was a mission. It was sweat and blood to earn it. So they appreciated it so much, and it brought them so much joy. I'm not saying go back to the caveman days. What I am saying is there is knowledge there. There is knowledge to be mined from that. And I feel like the lesson to be learned from that is, at the end of the day, like, the training wheels are off. We're all adults, right? No one's gonna hold our hand anymore. There's so many different contradicting advices out there. Some people say porn is good for you. Some people say porn is bad for you. Some people say you only need 3 hours of sleep. Some people say you need fucking 10 hours of sleep. It's like there's so many contradicting, studies out there. So I understand it is hard to, like, sometimes understand, like, what do I do then? What do I do about it? But what I deeply feel is do something, right? The status quo is not sufficient. It's not sustainable for any life. Honestly, people talk about third world countries being unsustainable and not, and like Mars not being able to support life. This is not going to be able to support life for long. How long is it going to take before people reach a point where nothing is stimulating them anymore, right? Like, it's already there a lot, but it's only getting worse because the content and the stimulation is getting more and more gratuitous. Porn is getting more and more graphic. Violence is on TV is getting more and more, like, how much can they amp it up before we hit a plateau? And then what happens at that plateau? People still stay there wanting more. And when they can't get it, they'll get it in other ways, right? And I don't know. I don't know if I want to participate in a society where, it's just like a one-upsmanship, a dick measuring contest about, how satisfied I can make somebody else. I don't think that's a healthy form of competition. I don't think it's a healthy form of existence. And yeah, Hotline Bling Me, hit me up, and let us continue this dialogue in the comments. I will make a dopamine detox video. I have a ton of strategies and methods, and just honestly, just character building, you know, principles that have helped me kind of go from that person that needs that dopamine fix to somebody who is now, I'm comfortable, with the basics. I'm comfortable, just in nature. I'm comfortable, sitting hours at a time, just listening to somebody pour out, you know, and it's magnified my relationships. It's magnified my quality of life. I woke up this morning so excited, just happy. They say happiness is, getting $1 million. They say happiness is, hitting the Sky Mile Club, or being in the Two Comma Club, or, having a threesome, you know, the latter of which I've had. And it's like, no, in all of those moments, well, I experienced Two Comma Club or the Sky Mile, but like even the having a threesome part, that's like all I wanted. And when I got it, it was like, when's the next one? It's like you're never satisfied. And I believe the true happiness comes from when the head hits the pillow at night, right? Did you feel like in that day you accomplished like something? Do you go to bed at night feeling proud of yourself? And I feel like that's how we have to take it, one day at a time, right? I feel like if you go to bed proud of yourself, of what you did that day, then that's fulfillment. Let's go for fulfillment instead of happiness. Let's normalize fulfillment over happiness. Let's kill our lives, not physically, but let's kill the day, because inside we got that killer mindset. And as always, stay hydrated, stay breathing in that good ass oxygen, and most importantly, stay basic. I love you.